This is Eric Mother.com. It is for April 25th, 2019. Let's take a look at a stock here that came to my attention from a client, or clients to be, I should say. But here we can see what I'm looking at here. The question that was posed to me was, is this a valid candidate? And I'll tell you what, let me go back to why it was on the radar anyway, is because of this crossover here, where we see the 13-week moving average cross above the 34-week moving average. And we can actually even see this on the daily. Now, I would say, and this is probably a subject for another day, but there is a good reason why, on hindsight, always, well, let me not say always, but on hindsight, in this particular situation, we can see that we had some flat moving averages here, which meant that any breakout above this level here was a legit reason for a buy. Now, what I was saying here is one can use the recent daily closing high there at about 25 for the most recent entry. That would also be valid. So let's say you take that 24.87 close recently. As long as the stock is above this price, we can say this is a fresh breakout and things look okay. And we also know that failure to hold that level is not a good sign, and that can be looked upon as being a failed breakout, reason to suspect lower prices are in the offering. Now, the reason for this video, if we go and take a look at the 2 hourly, one thing I do see here is, and I'll explain why this might be of some relevance, we can see improvement in prices, but take a look at your RSI. RSI is showing a decline, and that definitely is negative divergence on the 2 hourly. Now, moving on, we take a look here at the daily. Daily looks good. As long as the daily is holding above RSI 69.1, then we know that this is where you can hold. As long as that daily continue holding above RSI 69.1. Now, for the reason for this video is, there's something on this weekly chart, in my opinion, that calls for some pause. And in order to be able to see this, let's go to the longer time frame. This is the weekly, going back to 2014, so about 5 years of weekly data. And here we can see, go back to this major break coming off 2015 price levels, price there close to 100, believe it or not. And so we take that information, draw our uniformity resistance line, should be something like that. We can see we came close and we were unable to hold above this price level with this double top rejection. And now we are moving above it. So as long as we are holding above that line, then this is a reason to continue holding. Now remember, this is a Thursday, depends on where we close for the week, but let's be aware, any movement back below the line would be a reason to suspect that the next meaningful direction would be lower. So right now, doing its best to hold above that. As long as it's above the line, that's good. Now, even if that was where it closes for this week, if I was to extend this break line here, it should be something like that. I'm sure you can see what I'm getting at here is why, because we eventually break below this RSI lows line here, we drift lower, we come back here, we break back below it after briefly going above the line for a shallow swing trade higher. And now we are back again to test that same level. So my point here is, on the weekly, these two lines, in my opinion, do offer some type of short-term resistance level or challenges. Now, this is on the weekly. On the monthly, given that next week we're going to go into a new month at some point next week, we can see on the monthly there's still going to be a challenge because of where it broke down, which is here off the highs of 2015. Even if it stays above here on a month-to-month basis, in the new month, chances of resistance around here are very high. So around here, in my opinion, in the coming days and weeks is where I can see some challenges for this stock. Eric Mother.com, as always, good luck, peace and blessings. I am out for now. Woo, shit.